Hey everyone, how you doing tonight? Well, this is Mikos Mitchell, aka DJ to Bad Meek, aka Mikos' autism journey, and tonight is Saturday, December 31st, 2022, and tomorrow will be Sunday, January 1st, 2023, and technically tonight will be January 1st, 2023. It will be midnight, and next year will be here in several hours. So, without further ado, I want to give you the highlights of 2022. So, one of my highlights of 2022 is, so in 2022, I did a live on YouTube channel. On my YouTube channel, and it discussed my journey with autism. And I met a friend of mine in March 2022. I began talking to Ashley and Douglas Moffett, and then I watched a video on Alexa Moffett. Yeah, she's 8 years old now, but at the time she was 7 years old, and she was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. And she had her assessment in Seattle, Washington, at the autism clinic. And then a few months later, I flown from Minneapolis, Minnesota to Seattle, Washington. And then I went all the way to Scrim, Washington, and I saw Lexi in person. Yeah, I am forever grateful that I was able to help Lexi with her homeschool work. Yeah, and then I visited her last T-ball game in Scrim, Washington on June 11, 2022. I also started my small business selling health and wellness products earlier this year on my birthday, June 11, 2022. My other highlight of this year is Chad Ratliff from the Nick and Perry podcast interviewed me, and him and I talked about my journey being on the autism spectrum and helping autistic kids. And at the time, I applied for this job at the Minnesota Autism Center in Rochester, Minnesota, and I accepted the position of an ABA therapist. And that job only lasted a few months, and I have discovered that it wasn't the right fit for me, and the kids with level 3 autism, I had a hard time applying the knowledge of the ABA principles, and the kids were very aggressive. They had severe meltdowns. Yeah, I also went to a friend's house in Richfield, Minnesota, and that little boy that I mentored became my godson, and I call him Luigi. And my goddaughter's name is Princess. She lives in Glens Falls, New York, and I spoke to her mother and her father, and she has a 4-year-old sister. And that princess turned 7 years old on December 12th, 2022, and she's into Roblox. Yeah, I always wanted to go to the Hudson Valley, upstate New York, in Glens Falls, and she's a brave little girl. And the little girl that I mentored became my goddaughter, and I called her Princess. And she loved the Roblox gift card that I surprised her with. One of these days, I'm gonna hop on an airplane, fly to Albany, New York, and then go to Glens Falls, New York. Then I started my podcast on July of 2022, July 31st, 2022, and I interviewed my other goddaughter, where I sent her toys and a birthday card. She turned 5 on August 1st, and she shares the same birthday as Princess's best friend, my other goddaughter. And her best friend turned 10 years old on August 1st. her and my other goddaughter share the same birthday. And then I started my podcast. And then last but not least, I was talking to a friend from Las Vegas, Nevada. He has 2 autistic kids. He has a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. And their kids really look up to me. And their dad knows about Las Vegas, Nevada. It's them casinos. I thought about going to Las Vegas. I thought about going on the Las Vegas Strip and the Fremont Street experience. And they told me to avoid North Las Vegas, which is a suburb of Las Vegas. Twain and Swanson. Up in Las Vegas, technically, that's a neighborhood called Paradise, Nevada. The town of Paradise. By UNLV, University of Nevada, Las Vegas. And he also told me to avoid Border Highway, going towards Henderson area. And on the west side, he told me to avoid East Fremont Street, where all them hotels used to be at. So they're doing project downtown. They refurbishing the old motel signs in Las Vegas up on East Fremont Street. And where the Showboat Casino used to be at, or Castaways Casino used to be at, it's now Showboat's apartment. And that's what East Fremont Street becomes Border Highway. And he also told me to avoid the historic Las Vegas, which to the locals is known as the west side of Las Vegas. And yes, it's a desert, but I became a godfather in 2022. And I love mentoring 8-year-old Luigi. I love to mentor 7-year-old Princess. And her little sister's autistic too. Her little sister's 4. And my 5-year-old goddaughter that live in Kentucky. So I will continue. 2022 was my year, and I'm looking forward to 2023 to be better. And I wish all of you happy New Year. Goodbye 2022 and hello 2023. So long.